Things are still out of control. Good morning, everyone. I'm Trey Paul. We're talking about the situation in Egypt. President Obama said today things are so out of hand that America is no longer going to cooperate with Egypt's government as long as civilians are dying. And they are. Protesters are hitting the streets again after hundreds died in clashes Wednesday. Fox's Leland Vitterit has the latest, and we want to warn you, some of the images are disturbing.
Bodies fill a Cairo mosque a day after violent clashes in Egypt. Debris littered the capital's streets as the protest camps are cleared out and cars return to the roads. The official death toll is in the hundreds, with thousands more injured after the government moved in on 2 Cairo sit-in camps set up by supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi. The clashes spread to cities around the country on Egypt's deadliest day since the 2011 uprising against former President Hosni Mubarak. The violence drew condemnation from countries around the world.
Egyptians inside and outside of the government need to take a step back. They need to calm the situation and avoid further loss of life.
Violence continued today with smoke filling the Cairo air once again. Hundreds of Muslim Brotherhood supporters protested at a government building, later setting it on fire. The consequences of Wednesday's clashes will be felt for some time. A month-long state of emergency is now in place, as well as a nighttime curfew for Cairo in 10 provinces. The country's interim vice president, Mohamed El-Baradei, has resigned in protest of the crackdown. And one international leader called for the UN Security Council to take swift action.
The UN Security Council must convene quickly, and everyone must say yes for the necessary steps to be taken. If someone says no for the necessary steps to be taken, they will have a historical responsibility.
A Muslim Brotherhood spokesman says anger is, quote, beyond control now. In Jerusalem, Leland Vitterit, Fox News.
Here's a question for parents and teachers. Should teachers' licenses be based on student test scores? Well, the state's largest teachers union says no way, and they're challenging that proposal. The Tennessee Education Association held a news conference Wednesday. They're against it. If the proposal passes, a teacher's license renewal would depend on 50% of data from student tests. Well, the TEA president says teachers are worried about possible flaws. Now, an appeals process could be included to prevent that from happening. State Board of Education is scheduled to vote on this proposal tomorrow. And coming up to 95, we will have a live interview with the Memphis Education Association's president, Keith Williams. He's going to give us his take on this proposal, so it should be a really good interview. And if you're interested in charter schools, we caught up with former Memphis City School Superintendent Dr. Willie Harrington here at the grand opening of his first charter school. This is the W.E.B. Du Bois Consortium Charter School. Harrington says this is the first of 7 charter schools he plans to open between now and 2014, and there are 30 others already open in Memphis, by the way. Harrington says they're important because more parents are looking for options when it comes to their children's education.
Charter school, Dorsey, just represents another opportunity for parents, and they should have it. If we offer a good program, they ought to come here. If we do not offer a good program, they shouldn't come here.
Charter schools are typically free and offer longer school days. Now, if you want to see a map of all the public and charter schools in Memphis, just log on to our website, myfoxmemphis.com, or go to our Facebook page. It's linked to this story. All right, gunned down by his own foster son, and he lived to tell about it. That's what Crittenden County Sheriff's deputies say happened to 47-year-old Arthur Joyce. He's in fair condition this morning. The teen was chased down, and Fox 13's Sarah Blue was there.
Me and my wife was out there picking peas, and I heard a shot, and I didn't think no more about it because I'm all the time hearing something.
It wasn't until officers rushed in that this 35-year Earl, Arkansas resident learned his neighbor's 17-year-old foster son shot his foster father, 47-year-old Arthur Joyce.
This family's been here about 3 years, and he keeps them foster children. They've always been nice to me, and I've never had any cause, to say anything about them.
Family was not home to tell us what happened, but investigators say following the argument, the teenager shot his foster father 3 times and fled, sending the Crittenden County Sheriff's tactical team on a chase.
Guys out there in their full body armor and M16s, 09, and the kid had a gun. It's armed and dangerous, so we don't take any chances.
Investigators say his mother's finally convinced him to turn himself in.
He had taken the victim's cell phone and had been talking back and forth with his foster mom and his biological mom, who lives in Forest City.
Neighbors say it's all something they did not see coming.
It don't feel good. It don't feel good, but you just don't never know.
Sarah Blue, Fox 13 News.
Crittenden County Sheriff's investigators say the 17-year-old had only been living with that foster family for a few months. Well, another Mid-South teenager is in custody this morning after admitting to calling in a bomb threat to the Marshall County Sheriff's Office and the North Mississippi trailer park where he lived. Deputies say the 13-year-old confessed and is now charged with making terrorist threats. It happened Wednesday afternoon at the Grove of Casey Trailer Park. That's in Marshall County. The Sheriff's Office says multiple calls came in from the same location. The caller said he had a bomb and a long rifle and was holding someone hostage. Deputies evacuated the trailer park and the Shelby County Bomb Squad was called in. And this is terrible. Shot while driving the school bus. This happened yesterday in Knoxville. Police there say a teen took aim at the bus with his airsoft gun. The driver was hit twice. Police say it caused welts. Police found the teen near the scene and arrested him.
Get shot like when he moved and everything, and he said, I'm like,
whether it was plastic or not, he was driving the bus. That's the safety of our kids. Nobody should have been shooting at the bus at all.
The driver is okay. He refused medical attention, though. Well, you can now buy beer, wine, and liquor in Ripley, Mississippi. It's now the first wet city and the dry Tippah County. Voters took advantage of a new law that allows them to decide on the sale of alcohol. 55% were in favor. You know, some say alcohol sales will be a good thing and make the city money. Others say it will only cost the city because more police officers will be needed.
There are quite a few people that drink alcohol inside the city limits, and they're obviously buying it somewhere, and presumably they'll buy it here now. So we'll recover those revenues.
I think as when you maybe crunch the numbers all the way down to will it be profitable for this town as, you know, tax dollars coming in, but then of course the addition of hiring local law enforcement, I don't know if it would make a huge change in us actually having more revenue for this town.
City leaders say alcohol sales will probably begin in Ripley in October. And if you want to see where all the wet and dry counties are in Mississippi, we've made it easy for you. We've posted a link on our MyFox Memphis Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter as well. That's at MyFox Memphis.
Well, these blue eyes won't be crying in the rain today because our skies are blue suede shoe blue. See, I had to work a little bit of Elvis in there. Just had to. Take a look right now at Sky Fox. Yeah, I almost did a little bit of dancing for you, too, there, didn't I? So Sky Fox showing some blue skies overhead. Nary a cloud to be found because it is absolutely a gorgeous day. In fact, your Fox Facts today are showing that it is still very nice out there with low humidity and northerly winds and cloud-free skies. We're going to see the low 80s again today. Yesterday's afternoon high temperature made it only 80 degrees, and today we might peak out at 82 with mostly sunshine across the Mid-South. It's going to be a gorgeous day. We don't have to worry about a heat index at all because humidity levels are so low. We do have some rain showing up in your forecast, though, and that's going to spin around when we take a look at the 7-day outlook and coming up shortly, Trey.
There he is. Joey Sullipeck, he's got his red on too. This was the Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Contest yesterday on Beale. 29 of the best in the business competed for a chance to advance to the final round. That's this Saturday, Wendy. Now, the bow tie, of course, on hand to MC. This was his 7th year in a row, mind you. Is that who?
Him?
Is that me?
Is that him?
No,
that Joey
no, that's
singing?
not Joey.
Oh, okay.
No, Joey has on a bright red shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't miss him. He didn't have on the bow tie, though. I see where you may have gotten a little confused.
Okay.
A little confused.
It was gold.
What's the deal with the red? You've got on red. Joey had on red. I don't remember Elvis in a red jumpsuit. I don't remember that, and I'm an Elvis fan.
Well, I don't know.
Is there something I don't know about? I know you used to, give tours of Graceland.
I was a tour guide
I know
at
that.
Graceland.
I know that.
The big the big eagle jumpsuit and the Firebird jumpsuit.
Who's that?
I'll
Johnny
have
Cash?
to go back and think about the red one myself. They look awesome. They look fantastic.
They do. That one especially. That one, he gets my vote. There he is. That's Elvis right there. That's the Elvis I know.
I love it.
Okay. Hey, Elvis Week is winding down, but there is still one big event you need to know about, and that, of course, is the Candlelight Vigil. It starts tonight at 8:30. The gates of Graceland, the place to be. Admission is free. Hey, and you can check in with Fox 13 News at 5. Tom Dees will be there right in the middle of it all. He'll have a report for us. Okay, poolside play on a sunny day. You have to see what else these kids can do. It actually caused them to go viral. It's pretty cool. And this is so disturbing. An Atlanta teen told no. You cannot be on the Oregon list. Yeah, he needed it to live, but there's been a new development in this story. We'll be back.
What a beautiful day to be in Covington. You're in your town square. It's an absolutely beautiful blue sky overhead with very few clouds to be found. That's because your relative humidity is low and your dew points are super nice. The temperature is 74 degrees. The heat index, look at that, feels like 73. That's because the winds are out of the east to the northeast around 6 miles an hour. So it actually makes things feel a little cooler when you step outside. It's a beautiful day in store for us. We have to go down to the Gulf to find any disturbance. Now, this is not Tropical Storm Erin. Tropical Storm Erin is one of the 5th storms named this Atlantic hurricane season. It's still out in the Atlantic, but this is a disturbance that will probably make its way into the Gulf Coast, make a run for the coast. So if you're planning on going down to Florida, it's going to be a washout this week. And you see some scattered showers and thunderstorms across Atlanta moving into the Carolinas. But back here in the Mid-South, everything looks really nice. High and dry. That's the way we like it. We're going to keep the skies above us nice and clear and the temperatures on the cool side as well. Right now, the readings across the region are in the lower to mid-70s, 73 degrees. And that's what it feels like outdoors. Our Foxcast forecast kind of puts some clouds in and over us as we head into the weekend. But for most of the day today, it's going to be nice. We'll see plenty of sunshine, a descending air mass letting the sun shine through. Around 10 o'clock in the morning, you can see some of the disturbance that we showed you well off to our east begins to throw some moisture in our direction. And then as we move through the day on Friday, you can see some scattered showers, maybe even some isolated thunder showers as that rolls by on Friday night. And then on Saturday morning, mostly cloudy skies. And by the time we roll into the afternoon, we have rain in the forecast. But for today, really pleasant. 82 degrees, winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. A good deal of sunshine, just a few high, thin clouds that will not provide us with any kind of rainfall. Clear, cool, and comfy tonight. Some of you may even have to throw a light blanket on the bed with winds from the northeast at 10 miles per hour and the temperature at 63 degrees. It just keeps getting better. Now, if you wanted the temperatures to warm up a little bit and you didn't want to taste of fall, shame on you. Enjoy this as long as you can. We're going to see our temperatures warm right back up as we head into next week. Good chance of rainfall again rolling in on Friday night and throughout Saturday. 40% chance of finding some rainfall there. The temperatures dropping down into the 60s over the next several mornings to come, and it's really going to be nice. So we have a hunka forecast. Burning love for this 7-day outlook. It's Elvis Week.
Oh, yeah, I thought you're... Okay.
I love it.
Okay, Wendy.
It's fun.
Wendy, you don't have to look... Don't be embarrassed. You can look up. You don't have to look down. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're among one of the biggest goofs here in the Mid-South.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
me. You're red. I love it. Looking good. Did you hear about this? The Georgia teen who needed a heart transplant and was told no? Well, he's back on the heart transplant list after doctors at a Georgia hospital turned him down for a new heart. Yeah. Originally, the transplant committee at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta denied 15-year-old, he was 15 years old, Anthony Stokes a spot on the list. The reason? Because of concerns about his truancy from school and a previous stay at juvenile hall. Well, the committee was also worried he wouldn't stick to the strict medication regimen if he got a new heart. Well, the president of the SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership, says he and others met with the transplant committee, and after Anthony's story hit the media, well, the committee decided to reverse the decision.
We made a qualitative decision, and we believe that there was some prejudice, prejudgment in there that caused them to do some things that they shouldn't have done, we thought.
All right. This is interesting. Infertility rates among U.S. women are on the decline, and it's not because of fertility treatments. The National Center for Health Statistics defines women as being infertile after a year of unprotected sex with their husband or partner. Well, they interviewed more than 22,000 men and women and found the percentage of married women between 15 and 44 suffering with infertility fell from 8.5% in 1982 to 6% in 2010.
There's the point there where he actually got fired from his own company, and the how of how he got fired, which I found to be fascinating, and I think is kind of the anchor of this film.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher talking about the man behind Apple. He's actually going to play Steve Jobs, and we'll have his story coming up. Hey, welcome back to You Check Movie Times from your iPhone. Well, this week you may want to check out the movie about the man who made that possible. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has more.
Apple Incorporated went public this morning.
As you check your Mac, iPhone, or iPad for movies this week, you'll find one option about the man who helped make all that possible, Steve Jobs. Ashton Kutcher stars as Jobs in the new biopic. Josh Gad plays Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. The two say the pressure of playing well-known public figures is tremendous.
Steve? Wow. There's an image that comes to people's minds. Same for Steve Wozniak, and I think they're very much still in the zeitgeist and very much still in our pockets every day and in our lives every moment.
These are state of the art. Nobody's making anything like this. You kind of have to do all the work that you know people will do inevitably when they go home after seeing this movie, like go on YouTube, watch all this footage of this man, listen to as many interviews as you can, read as much literature as possible. I took soldering courses and computer programming courses, and then you have to let it all go.
The film spotlights 1971 to 1991, even showing Apple's first headquarters in Jobs' family garage. Kutcher says of all he learned, there's one thing that surprised him most.
There's that point there where he actually got fired from his own company, and the how of how he got fired, which I found to be fascinating, and I think is kind of the anchor of this film.
The board is unanimous. Steve will no longer be involved in this company.
He can cite many ways Jobs' creations have changed his life.
The moment that Steve Jobs passed away, I had a really emotional response. I was driving my car, and I pulled over the side of the road and went, huh. And I didn't really know why. I'd never met the man. I didn't really know. I went home, and I started working on my computer. And then I had my iPhone went off, and I got a text message. And I started looking around. All the relationships that I have in my life are made better by the devices that he created. Furthermore, I work a lot in the tech space and venture capital and software companies, and none of the innovation that's happening today would be happening, be it not to stand on the shoulders of Steve Jobs and the things that he and the people he work with built.
If we're going to do this thing, we need to come up with a name. Apple.
Click for showtimes with Jobs in theaters August 16th. In New York, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
All right, here's a look at what's coming up tonight at 11 on Dish Nation.
Here's what we dish about now at Dish Nation. How did 1 million mad mamas bring back the shirtless guy in Kraft's zesty ad campaign?
Ooh, and while Cher and Lady Gaga were having a love fest on Twitter, P. Diddy went the other route. He slammed rapper Kendrick Lamar on Instagram for calling himself the king of New York.
And somebody called Tom Hanks. Some viewers are convinced that Miley Cyrus's latest music video proves that she's a member of a secret society called the Illuminati. That's what we dish about now at Dish Nation.
Okay, that's tonight at 11, but another edition of Dish Nation is up next right here after midday. Hey, Wendy just told me it actually might be a little too cold for the pool today. We want to show you this. Instead of prepping for the start of school, some guys spent their last few days of freedom doing this. That is kind of cool, but we can watch it again. Yeah, that's kind of cool, but it's not as cool as this. And I got this in just for you, Wendy. 12-year-old Sam Horowitz of Dallas. He didn't want a boring bar mitzvah. He wanted to have a party to remember, and he did. Oh, yeah. For his entrance, his parents hired a professional dance team to perform this dramatic routine at the Omni Hotel. Of course, he was the star of the show. I don't know what to think about that. I think you should take the act to Vegas.
I think he's great.
12 years old. Okay, lady. Oh, whoa. I didn't see all this.
Go for it. What's his name?
Sam.
Sam, in the big
Sam.
background.
Yeah. Sam Horowitz.
S-A-M that you see in the back.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say,
he's
it's safe to
working
say
it.
he'll remember that. Yeah, 12 years old.
He is free. He is just living it.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
You have to sometimes, especially on days like today when it feels this good outside.
I mean, we should all bust a little moves with Sam out there. 82 degrees. That's it for your afternoon high. No chance of rain today. We do have some rain moving into the picture as we head into the weekend, but you don't have to cry.
I love it.
Don't be cruel.
I'm going to miss. Okay, Wendy, please. It's Elvis Week.
Jailhouse Rock
Thanks
and
for
Roll.
watching.